That's all the questions I have. You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh,
Hey, what is the best Star Wars movie that was made, and why is it
The
Empire
best
Strikes
Star Wars
Back?
movie?
And why is it Empire Strikes Back?
it's not very open for discussion, Dan. You're just saying Empire Strikes Back.
It's
I
just a
thought this
fact.
was an open place where we could discuss.
I'm
Safe
just asking the question, man. Why is Empire Strikes Back the best Star Wars movie?
Yeah, you got to back your opinion.
Yes, Dan, back your opinion, please.
What?
I'm asking you. I am the question asker.
Okay.
Okay, here's a
Personally-
hot take for you. Sorry. I'll let you. I'll let you go, and then I'll give you my hot take. Go ahead.
So I would have to say Revenge of the Sith. I mean, I know the acting and plot might not be the most well written, but for me, that's the Star Wars that I grew up with. And, seeing that lightsaber fight at the end just kind of blew my childhood mind. And,
True.
to this day, it's still just like, I think, a lot of the choreographs and the way that was used is what makes it my favorite. As far as sheer enjoyment, seeing lightsaber fights. I mean, that's better than any kind of plot you could write. Am I right?
Dude, that's the lightsaber fight with Darth Maul is one of the best lightsaber fights in the whole franchise, for sure.
That's very true.
It's true.
That Darth Maul scene was also another peak Star Wars moment in my childhood.
No, so here's my hot take. And this is
Hot take.
an unpopular opinion, I feel. Maybe you guys agree with me on this. I think that Rogue One is a trash movie. Thoughts?
Yeah, I like the beach scene at the end and the Darth Vader feature, but apart from that, it was a really slow and kind of dry movie.
I thought that they took for granted people's knowledge of Star Wars, and the fact that we knew how the movie was going to end, and took some really huge leaps in logical progression in the story, and took some really big liberties with the story that, for me, created some huge logical holes in how things worked, and completely changed how the whole overarching Star Wars story worked. The fact that this flaw in the Death Star was built in, and there was this whole, huge conspiracy theory with her dad. The one of the biggest problems I had was the character development for, I don't even know the girl's name, Felicia Day's character, whatever her name was.
Doesn't matter. She's dead now.
Yeah, the dead girl. I felt, and this is again my expertise in speaking into this scenario, of course, because I am an expert in this. I felt like her character progression didn't make sense because we were introduced to her as this like almost a Han Solo, couldn't care less about you character. I'm out for myself, blah, blah, blah. Why would I help you? There's nothing about this that, I have any interest in doing. And then there's this whole contrived scene where she suddenly decides, oh, now the Rebel Alliance is my life and I love them so much. And to me, it didn't make sense at all. Just character progression wise. So anyway. That's why I think it's a trash movie.
So that's
Definitely
your worst
say-
favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh, I don't know if it's the worst Star Wars movie.
No? But you never told us
No.
what your favorite
Huh? Attack of the Clones wasn't as bad as Last Jedi, though.
That's
Last Jedi is my favorite one.
Then your opinion.
I'm
doesn't
so
count
just
as
kidding.
discussion.
Yeah, I just wanted to see. I wanted to see a reaction.
Your opinion doesn't count if Last Jedi is your favorite
I'm
one.
just kidding.
Dan's about to end this call right now.
I know. He's like,
Meeting.
done.
I'm gonna boot you. We're done. No, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite one. I think that again because of the character progression. We see, the character progression of Luke through, through that whole movie and figuring out that Darth Vader was his dad and the how that shifted his perspective and oh yeah, spoilers.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I think the character stories from Empire, and I think that there's something really cool about a story where the bad guys come out on top, knowing that there's something more that's coming. It's the same reason I loved Infinity War. I thought Infinity War is just fantastic for the same reason, where everyone's, again, spoilers, everyone's dusted, and
half of them are dusted.
yeah, and you're just like, what? So with that, I guess the caveat then is Empire is a really good story, a really good movie, because there's something coming next. If they just ended with Empire and that was the end of it, it's kind of a downer and that would suck. Same with Infinity War. If Infinity War was the last movie and there wasn't an Endgame, I don't know how I'd feel about that. But the fact that the story as a movie was just a section of a whole, I really like that one.
Definitely say your reasoning for favorite is a lot more in depth than mine might be.
Blade likes lightsabers.
Lightsaber battles. Hey man, I love a good lightsaber battle too. Have you guys seen? Battle. Yeah, have you guys seen the fan remake of the lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader?
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was good. So good. Oh, I haven't seen the newest one yet. Is it worth the watch?
I mean, just to end the story and get closure, but apart from that,
I don't need closure.
You don't need closure after Last Jedi. Yeah, Last Jedi was something else. Yeah, we walked out of Last Jedi. Jess and I.
Did you really?
No, we didn't walk out of it. We at the end of the movie when we left the theater, meaning we walked out of the theater after the movie.
Okay.
As we were walking out, Jess was bawling because of how they treated Luke and how his character was treated in the movie, and she just hated it, absolutely despised it. But for her, it was the same experience. Or similar experience with Lane's growing up. Star Wars. Wow, I don't know. It was similar to Lane's not, but she had I didn't grow up with Star Wars. I didn't watch Star Wars until I was in college. But Jess watched Star Wars almost as soon as she could read. She was watching Star Wars, and I was super into it. And so she's gonna get mad if I say too much about this. Oh yeah, did you hear that? She says her first boyfriend was Luke Skywalker, and so they completely ruined the character, completely, ruined her relationship with Luke Skywalker because of Last Jedi.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I will agree with that. I didn't like what they did with Luke's character, and even his redemption at the end, I felt wasn't super well played. I wish he would have had a little more of a redemption arc. Yeah, it was just really short and forced, and I wish it would have went into the final.
Yeah, I think they could have done a better job of introducing us to cynical Luke without just being in your face, here's cynical, crazy old man Luke. I think they could have been a little gentler with that transition. I think it still could have worked story-wise, but it was too abrupt and it wasn't a nice smooth transition into it, because that's not what we were expecting. That's not the Luke that we knew from the stories. We weren't brought along through his character development. We were just here's where he's at now, and
anyway. John, did you ever share your favorite?
No, episode 6 for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Because... Okay, what do you think? What do you think of the when they edited the end and put Hayden Christensen's Force Ghost there instead of the original Anakin.
Was this like a random dude in the original though?
No, it was the guy who actually played Darth Vader, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, we didn't know
Yeah.
who that person was necessarily.
Yeah.
Because we never saw his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Personally, I liked it. I liked the edit, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought
Like it makes sense because it's like him returning back to when he was still on the light side.
yeah.
But I just think all like the digital editing that they tried to like remaster when they redid like the 3, where they added all like that CGI garbage,
yeah.
was just like, I don't even know why they did it.
True.
okay.
All of it was
So
unneeded.
here's the question then. Speaking of edits and digital remastering, here's the question when it comes to Star Wars, right? Who shot first?
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna ask that question.
I mean,
I'm sorry, who shot first?
yeah, was it Han or Greedo? Did
Oh,
Han shoot Greedo
Good
first,
one.
or did Greedo shoot Han first and miss?
Han shot first.
For sure.
Okay,
I agree.
good. Well, at least we're all on the same page there. We can still be friends.
We can as long as I don't like The Last Jedi and as long as Han shot first.
Right, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We don't have to end the meeting. We're good.
Sounds good.
Oh,
So,
I have one more
I
question for you
want-
guys.
Okay.
As a part of our conversation, and this is
Not Star Wars related?
not Star Wars related, although I guess it could be. What do you guys do in your free time? If you have non-study time, non-work time, is there any time that isn't study, work, class that you have? What do you do to chill? What do you guys do to hang out? What do you do with whatever limited free time that you have? What do you guys usually do?
So like during quarantine or normal?
Well, obviously now we do things differently, but during a normal semester, if you're at school,
Gotcha.
you're before the global pandemic has shut down the world.
For me,
Yeah.
I like my roommates play a lot of basketball, so I love going and playing basketball with them. Also, a lot of the Chi Alpha guys that I've become friends with and know more now. We like to do like random stuff all the time, whether that be just like hanging out at their house or playing Smash or whatever. Like hanging out with them a lot. Other than that, it's just like going to the recreation center every now and then and working out. And that's about it. That takes up a lot of my free time. Just
Sure.
hanging out with people pretty much.
Yeah, pretty similar with me. It really depends. I try to, when I have free time, be active, whether that's lifting weights or just playing basketball, or I am involved in some of the other like intramural activities as well as a club team. But if I don't have the energy, I usually take a nap. I'm a big fan of those. Throw on a movie and I usually pass out for an hour or two and then start doing homework again. But as far as like maybe weekends when I have a little more free time than the weekdays, usually I do spend it with time with friends, like Johnny said. A lot of that is doing like the basketball and athletics, but otherwise it's a lot more relaxing activities like playing video games or just sitting in a dorm talking. Otherwise, maybe just kind of exploring the town around us and trying to find something to do. There's a lot of driving to restaurants and eating as well. Taco Bell is a popular destination.
All right, I think that's all I got. Unless you guys want to talk about anything else.